Now it's time to put things in perspective because the fitness fairy has arrived on the Chalut Show.
Yes, I have. And I was listening to the show as I always do every day, all day. And I was listening on my way in and I was like, the Sugar Stars are there. And they brought treats and Chuck Hughes. And I was like, yeah, a little bit beside myself, I got to admit.
And you came
in a good
here,
way.
And you came here to an open and totally eaten box.
That is true.
Oh my gosh!
There was a box. There was a box of treats, and there was like remnants left. It was like roadkill left. It was really roadkill. There was even picked apart bits. Yeah. But anyway,
sorry.
Alas, we digress.
Fitness fairy.
Yes.
Summer is over.
Oh, 1 week left to summer. How sad is that?
Oh my gosh.
So crazy.
And now but I find that personally, I find that it's now time to really take control of your health.
I do too. So today we're going to talk about summer to fall transitioning and how we can make it easy to stay fit in the fall and winter months. And one of those things, like you're saying, is that it's easier to work out, I find, in the fall when the air gets a little crisper and you're not so soggy 100% of the time and you actually feel like going and getting sweaty because you're not sweaty just by like blinking and stuff.
Or you're not so hungover.
That we talked all summer about how the patios are calling and how it's hard to resist a calling patio and all that stuff. So yeah, in the fall, it's like we were talking about this last week too. September is like for you, Helena, the start of the new year more so than January. So it's kind of a refreshing sort of time to start working out or working out harder or continuing your workouts, and it's got that freshness to it for sure.
Now I can admit something here.
Okay.
I started drinking on July 1st, and I continued drinking until August 23rd. I haven't drank.
Wow.
Today is day 3 with no alcohol.
Whoa. Okay, that's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. See, transitioning. From
You
summer
started early.
into fall.
Yeah, exactly.
And is that what you're talking about right now?
Not exactly, but I'm but that's good, though. That's a good start.
Yes, thank you.
To stay away from the patios because it's not that appealing to be on them. It's getting dark so soon. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I'm talking more like some things that we can do to keep our diets in check and keep our nutrition up, whether you want to gain or lose weight, how to keep those nutrients coming. And like I said, with the workouts, it's a good time to get up and start running because the air is a lot cleaner usually in the fall. It might be dark and dreary when you wake up, but if you get to the gym, the lights are on bright. If you schedule a class, the classes have to start on time. So you really can't procrastinate as much, I think, in the fall as you would in the summer.
Now, would you compare this to a January? I think this is more powerful than January. I think January, it's like everyone's making all their like New Year's resolutions and you have to go. But I find that September is a kind of month where it's like, it's really good because now you have to like really work out for the Christmas parties. So September, October, November.
This is go time for
showtime. Right.
Yeah, go time for showtime starts now, people.
All right. Fitness Fairy, go time for showtime starts now, people. We'll be right back. Killers on the Pride of Toronto, 103.9 Proud FM. This is the Mike Chalut Show, and you are tuned in to the Fitness Fairy on the Chalut Show, and she is helping us transition. It's a reality, people. Summer into fall. Julie Lieff, Fit Organics. The summer food is a lot different than the fall food.
It is. And the thing is, when the days start to get shorter, our hormones change a little bit. And some people are more sensitive than others to that. And one thing that we talk about a lot on the show is serotonin and how light affects our melatonin, and it also affects something called serotonin, which is a feel-good hormone that for the most part resides in our gut, in our intestines. And so if you're eating really, really low cal, or if you're eating no carbohydrates, the effectiveness or the amount of this hormone goes down. That also can happen when you're not getting enough daylight. And so you start to feel a little bit cranky, you start to crave bad food. And on average, people eat about 200 to 300 more calories per day in the fall and winter than they do during the spring and summer. So in order to keep the weight off, a tip that I have is to plan your meals so that they're portioned and they're regular, so that you're not just kind of grabbing whatever, Timbits, poutine, that kind of thing, in order to make up the slack in your diet. In order to, and also so that you're not feeling that you're not craving foods.
So summer breakfast, let's say. What's a good choice for a summer breakfast?
You mean a fall breakfast?
Fall breakfast.
Well, so then the next tip I have is to freeze fruit and vegetables that are fresh right now. So start stocking your freezer. And then you can use those blueberries into a blueberry frittata, or you can use strawberries into a delicious shake. And then you've really got fresh fruit that you could bake into muffins. You've got fresh fruit that you can use all year round. And so you still get the nutrients, you still get the lighter fare, and you still get the freshness of summer stuff. And the same with veggies. A lot of the time we eat a lot of salads in the summer, right? And we eat a lot of shish kebabs and grilled stuff. And you can still eat those vegetables in the summer or in the fall, just that salads are less appealing to you. And so what you might want to do with those veggies is freeze them and make soups out of them.
Oh.
Now, the last thing that I want to talk about that's really important is to stay hydrated, as we always talk about. In the summer, it's really easy to drink water, but in the fall and winter, you're not in the mood for freezing cold water. So that's where your herbal teas and green tea and that kind of stuff can really get handy.
The Fitness Fairy, Julie Lieff, how do they check you out online?
You can check out the site at www.fitorganicswithanx.com. You can follow our Twitter handle and check us out on Facebook too. We post daily photos of all the food that's going to come to your door.
Julie Lieff, Fitness Fairy, Fit Organics. See you at Hot Yoga tomorrow.
Hot Yoga, 7 a.m.
Oh my gosh.